Hi! Who are you? What do you want? What are you doing here? So what now? What is this? Just kidding. Thought I'd try and confuse you guys by acting confused. Did it work? Are you guys confused? Still waiting for my watch page to pop on. There it is. All right. We are live. Thought I'd start off by being a little goofy, doing something just ridiculous just to get us going. Because why? Because it doesn't matter. That's why. Got a lot of fake news to talk about tonight. You know, most all the news is fake. And if I'm talking about it, it must be really super duper fake. So tonight we're going to cover the super duper fake news. What, buddy? You want to make an appearance? You want to show off for the camera? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. And of course, Ralph is here as well. Have him make an appearance. There's Ralpher. Ralpher monkey. Oh, and he's going to bite his own tail. Look at that. Look. Get He's a good boy, Ralph Gers, huh? Look at that, Ralph. Look at that, baby. Yeah. Ralph's here. He's going to be chilling the whole time. All right. So let me go ahead and say hi to everybody. Like Andy, who says, hi, everyone. Hi, Andy. Personhood over dogma. I had to go look up who you were. I'm like, who's that? How did that person get a wrench? And then I realized it was Emily. I thought I made your other channel a mod. I didn't know I made your backup Primal Bell parody channel a mod. So I was confused, like, who is that person? All right. Let's see. Who else is here? We got Adam R says, hello. Truth You Can Handle says, hey, Ralph. Hey, Ralph. Hey, Ralph. He's a really good dog. Hey, Ralph. Hey, Ralph. He's a baby beagle. See what I just did there? Remixed my dog into an 80s song. Why? Don't know. Lint Away Duck Cleaning coming in with the first super chisnet of the night, says Jake the Legend. I like the ring of that, Jake the Legend. And you know what? Tonight, I'm feeling fresh, feeling funky. I just might try and have a good time tonight. Might try and make you laugh. Might try and do something wacky and zany when you least expect it. So be prepared. I may or may not have a few zingers up my sleeve tonight. You never know. I kind of make it up, you know, pretty much make up most all of it. And then once in a while, I'll repeat an old bit when I'm reminded of one and it fits. But it's usually all fresh, new stuff. It's one thing about me. You're always going to get on a live stream a little different version than the last time. All right. Yeah, I think it's a good name. Yeah, Jake the Legend. Maybe we'll change it to that. No, I don't know. It's okay for you guys to call me a legend, but it's not okay for me to call me a legend. I think that's how that works. All right. So I thought we get started tonight with a little bit more of California burning, because that's still in the news. Lots of California has burned down to ash, all these neighborhoods in Southern California. But I don't live down there, and I don't like it down there. So it hasn't really affected me. In fact, when I go outside and take Ralph on walks, the sky's nice and clear, so the smoke hasn't drifted up this way or nothing. Honestly, it's just been pictures on a screen. Hasn't affected me at all. But I'm sure there are people out there who are affected by it. But the question was last time we got into how exactly are they getting all these homes, all these neighborhoods down to ash? And of course, the popular answer is direct energy weapon. And I raised the question like, well, where's the footage of like, you know, a direct energy weapon hitting a house from start to finish and then getting the next one? So I'm yet to see any convincing footage of a direct energy weapon taking down a house from start to finish or melting a car from start to finish. And if you think about it, you probably haven't seen a video of that either. But I'm going to show some other evidence that someone did send to me that I found quite compelling. Clown Trades says, no, you're out of the game, but crushed it. Money signs last season with your kayfabe angle on Mahomes Swift. What's the T Swift story this season? Topic request. So if you notice, they've cut Taylor Swift out of the loop quite a bit. They don't talk about her hardly at all this year. They realized that they were losing their hardcore fans by putting her on screen, and they weren't replacing the hardcore fans with dedicated Swiftie fans, that wasn't quite working out. So they realized they need to shut up about Taylor Swift and Travis. So the one thing they did do, and I can tell the script writers were like, we need to shut our mouths about Taylor and Travis because our hardcore diehard fans who are really stupid and watch every week, yeah, even they are starting to wonder if the whole thing was just a big show and that it's rigged for Taylor and the Chiefs. So they don't want the hardcore, diehard beer drinking fans catching on to it being rigged for the princess pop star. It's like, so they did that once. So I don't think they can do that twice. I think there's too much money on the Chiefs. So I've been saying since the season started, there ain't going to be a three-peat. There. I don't want it to be the color red when I say that. I want it to be a different color. Maybe since it's green now, maybe that means the Eagles will win. I think it's going to be someone else besides the Chiefs. And I think it'll be someone else besides the Lions. So there ain't many teams left over. And now with the fires, people are talking about the Rams being the sympathetic team. And they just started looking really good. I still like two teams that nobody's really talking about. I think something like Eagles-Bills. Nobody's going to have their money on that exact matchup. But people will still think that that's a good, entertaining game to watch. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm trying to think of like two teams that like are going to be an entertaining matchup, but two teams that nobody's really putting together. Because I think there's too much money on the Chiefs and the Lions. And there's probably people who bet Chiefs and Lions way back to where they're going to be solid as long as they make it, or at least one of them gets there. So I think neither of those teams make it, and we get two other teams. That's what I say. All right. All right. Oh, yeah, and I just put up 3 playoff breakdown videos, and one of them tanked. One of them is doing okay, and then one of them's doing pretty damn good. So go watch all of them. All right. Freedom Mind says, shout out to Cy. Yes, shout out to Cy. Calling out the shills, pumping some iron, getting swole, and dropping the truth at the same time. All right. So let's start with some wildfire stuff. Guys, remember when fires weren't that wild? I do. When I was a kid, fires didn't burn down entire neighborhoods and shit. And when I asked my dad about it, he doesn't remember fires burning down entire neighborhoods. So, yeah, they became more wild, you guys. You know what it is? I think it's these damn cell phones. These damn cell phones got these young kids in these fires being more wild. Just kidding. No, seriously, what's causing these fires to be so wild these days? They weren't as wild when I was a kid. So weird to believe fires have become more wild. I was joking when I said cell phones. I was trying to come up with something stupid that, of course, would not be the reason. And I just came up with cell phones off the top of my head. No 5G. I don't think that's it. All right. Let's check in on the devastation.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. 6:30 on this Thursday. I'm Jen Lammers.
And I'm Melvin Robert. Officials gave us some good news, saying that there had been little to no additional growth for either fire. And the weather so far is cooperating, which is also a great thing.
That is such good news. So the particularly dangerous situation, also called PDS, we have become so familiar with these three letters, right? So that expired earlier yesterday evening.
PDS, otherwise known as Puff Daddy Syndrome. Look it up. No, don't look it up. I just made it up.
The red flag warning also expired yesterday, and those Santa Ana winds are expected to...
Oh, it burns everything but the motherfucking lemon tree. Lemon trees are immune to dew lasers, you guys. Look at all this devastation, and I'm like, damn, I'm going to go give me some free lemons. Hey, y'all, let's go loot that motherfucker's lemons. I'm going to get me a bag and go get all the lemons off that motherfucker's tree. He gonna show up and be like, oh man, my house is gone. And my lemon tree has been looted. Why, God? I'm gonna have like a lemonade stand down the street. And I'm gonna be like, all the profits from this lemonade stand is gonna go to the victims of the fires. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. It sounds like a plan that would work, though, right? You steal these lemons, you open up a lemonade stand, and then you say that the profits are gonna go to help these people. Dude, you'd sell so much lemonade. You would need to go rob more lemonade trees. But that's for a different video.
Remain calm through the weekend.
Here are the latest numbers for the Palisades fire. It's now 22% contained. More than 23,000 acres have burned. Crews spent much of the day working on the western edge of the fire using infrared technology to isolate those hotspots.
There's probably some gematria guys right now who could plug all this in and be like, oh my God, that all equals 6666666666666. Woo! Right? I'd like to see some gematria dudes like plug in all that shit and be like, that's 33, 66, and 99 all conjoined together in a freaking Masonic display. They're just slapping us right in the face. How do you know if it's 22% contained? You know what I mean? How do you really know when a fire that's burning, like, oh yes, we've got it exactly 22% contained? Oh shit, it moved to 23%. We need to get on this.
More than 3,200 structures have either been damaged or destroyed. 9 people now confirmed dead in this fire.
On to the Eaton fire, which has charred more than 14,000 acres since last Tuesday. The fire is 55% contained. Nearly 6,000 structures have been damaged or destroyed, and the death toll from the Eaton fire now stands at 16. But finally, the weather is actually working in our favor. It's working with us instead of against us, Maria.
Yeah.
We deserve to see some cooperation from Mother Nature. What we do need is a little bit of rain, not a lot, just a little bit. And Samad and I will just go.
Just a little bit of rain for LA. Give a little bit of rain to LA now. And they don't get the rain that they want. All right. What am I doing? I'm being extra goofy tonight. You know why? It's because I just don't really care about the fires that much. I just don't. I already covered it. And I've done this like, I don't know, 7, 8 different times when it comes to California burning down. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. Here's some devastation. Ooh, 55% containment. So this one they have more contained.
Which, by the way, is still standing. We believe this might have been a pizzeria. We don't even know. We can't even tell anymore what these businesses were. And yesterday, sadly, this became the site of a search for human remains. Take a look at this video. Yesterday, San Diego firefighters coming together with CAL FIRE, with search and rescue specialists, to search for possible human remains in the rubble of these businesses. This, after sources tell us, a cadaver detection dog.
Or they came from all those places to stand there and not search for anyone. According to this video, looks like they're just standing there. I don't see anyone searching for anyone. Just saying is all. They probably should have had these people like rummaging around, like looking like they're doing something, but instead it's like, oh, they're having a meeting. They're all having a meeting. All right.
In the rubble of these businesses. This, after sources tell us, a cadaver detection dog actually alerted them to a specific area. And while we don't know if anything was found here, we can tell you that yesterday others...
Oh, yeah, they were showing the rubble just a minute ago, and they were like, we think that there used to be a pizza place here. We don't know. It's like, dude, you could check, like, any map or whatever online, and it's not going to, include the damage yet. So you could check and see what was there. But they're like, we have no idea if it was a pizza place or what. So then they slip in, pizza. And, of course, all you guys are going to be like, oh, they said the word pizza. Illuminati confirmed. And you are correct.
Search and rescue teams did find human remains, possibly up to 3 different ones. The coroner has already confirmed 16 deaths here in Eaton Fire area. But the sheriff tells us he expects that number to go up because they still have 18 active investigations into missing people. And let's go to this. Yesterday, we caught up with damage assessment teams. They are tasked with walking every single block, house by house, and logging the address and the damage done. That is an OC Fire Authority firefighter team.
Yeah, at this point, firefighters are now fire starters and guys who watch your house burn down while they don't fight the fire. Right? So, if you lived in Pacific Palisades, for instance, they weren't there to fight that fire. The fire won. They fought the fire and the fire won. All right.
Up with an LA County firefighter. The work is difficult. They actually walk through the rubble. If anything seems suspicious or out of the ordinary for a fire area, they will note that also. And so many areas have not yet been tallied up. And bringing it back here live, I'm going to ask photographer.
Yeah, one guy just said the clothes are awfully clean. Yeah, it doesn't look like these guys rummaged around in any of the rubble, right? Look, their pants don't even have ash on them. Oh, hey, to the guy who said the clothes are awfully clean, it's pretty good. Pretty good. There he is. Tony Lester. Good point. Sometimes it's the easy, simple stuff. Like, oh, yeah, what's this guy doing? Well, he's on his phone looking at Instagram or whatever. What's homeboy over here doing? Yeah, he's probably on his phone too. What are they? Do they have any ash on their clothes? They're dirty? No. What are they really doing?
Firefighter teamed up with an LA County firefighter. The work is difficult. They actually walk through the rubble. If anything seems suspicious or out of the ordinary for a fire area, they will note that also. And so many areas have not yet been tallied up. And bringing it back here live, I'm going to ask photographer one more time just to leave you with that message across the street. Altadena strong. We will rebuild.
That word strong, if you guys know your psyops and you've been in this game for a while like I have, you know when they put the word strong after a city, that's a place where a big psychological operation just went down. So yeah, whenever you hear that a city name and then strong, that's a place where a big psychological operation just happened. And in this case, it's not just a psychological operation because it involves actual property destruction. So this one's not just in your mind. You know, they actually are burning down areas. Now, they are using theatrical tricks to make it look a lot worse than it is, I'm sure. But I mean, I haven't been down there to like really look. But at the same time, we can see there's some property damage. And they are getting rid of certain people in certain areas, it appears. And it looks like it's anything but what they say it is. So, of course, we're looking at arson. We're looking at arson attacks from who? Someone on our side? Most likely. And when I say our side, I mean who? The government. We got Simone here, and she is always very generous, and she says, hi, Jake and everyone. Hello, Simone. Glad you could make it tonight. Got some fire talk tonight, and then I got some of Trump's guest list, which is quite interesting that we're going to go over. Yeah, his inauguration guest list. Whew, there's some characters on there that we can talk about for sure. And then towards the end of the stream, I thought we could just do some good old-fashioned shill busting. So stick around if any of that sounds interesting to you tonight. And thank you, Simone, for your donation, your super chat. I appreciate that. We will rebuild. Yeah, that's the whole thing. They burn it down on purpose to purposely build it better, as in smarter, as in more of a police state. We're going to build it back smarter, as in build it back into a smart city where they can have further control over every little aspect of your life. Smart city coming to a city near you.
And that is the message from the Eaton fire area. I'm Gigi Gracia reporting live. I'll send it back to you.
That's a beautiful reminder. Yeah. All right, Gigi. Thank you.
Also, you guys remember the movie Demolition Man, right? Demolition Man from back in the 90s, Sylvester Stallone, Sandra Bullock, and it was set in the future. If you remember, Los Angeles and San Diego became San Angeles. And so one day in the future, we might actually see something that looks like that movie, Demolition Man. And in fact, there's a bunch of gadgets and gizmos and things from that movie that have already happened, such as people carrying around tablets, computer tablets that show your face and you can talk to somebody else on like this tablet. Yeah, that wasn't a thing that people had until the movie suggested it. And then now, of course, tablets are old news. So there's things from that movie, if you go back and watch Demolition Man, that are basically happening now. And they're trying to lead us into that super safe metropolis city where crime is no longer an issue because they've solved all the issues which the crime stems from. And so we're starting to see that the concept from the movie, the conditioning, the pre-programming come to life.
So a home that survived the Palisades fire is split in half this morning. Have you seen this? It was destroyed by a landslide.
Stephanie Ramirez from our sister station in D.C. is here helping us out, live for us in the Palisades, with more on this latest worry for those folks in the fire zone. Good morning to you.
Good morning, guys.
And it wasn't long ago, this was the norm. It still is the norm for some people, wearing a mask, right? And in this situation, they'll say, oh, it's because of the fire and the fumes and smoke and yeah, la, la, la. But still, putting her on camera with that mask, it sends a message. Hey, we might be doing a second planned-demic again, and it's going to look like this again. That might be the message they're sending here.
Now, I want to show you the sun coming up behind me here, the ocean behind us, and homes that have a view of that ocean. This one in particular looks like it's just cracked almost right down the middle. This home split from mudslide in this area. This is at the base of Stretto Way in the Pacific Palisades. Now, as I point our camera direction upward, you kind of see like a cement wall up there. A security member here walked the circle.
Yeah, so all you got to do to convince sheeple that there's nothing out of the ordinary happening here is just go, climate change. That's it. Just slip them the old climate change. Hey, isn't Hawaii like a tropical island? So climate change. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Hey, isn't it winter time? How come California's burning during climate change? Oh, I guess so. See? You just slam climate change down their throat when someone's like, hey, California doesn't usually burn right in the middle of winter. Climate change! Winter is summer now, motherfucker. Oh, I guess that does make sense. Climate changed, so now winter is summer. So now California burns during the winter. I think I got it. You guys got it? There we go. I just turned climate change into a joke because it is a fucking joke. And the joke's on you. Angel Q. Joke's on you. Jason G. And the joke's on you.
Around and showed us there was a big house up there, a larger house that appears to have come crashing down when the land gave way underneath. And we've been talking about, some of the information from the USGS, the United States Geological Survey.
Okay, that's enough of that video. We're going to move on. So that's the typical stuff. Now we can get into the conspiracy side. Ooh. Apparently, there were some insurance companies, homeowner insurance companies, that pulled out of the policies for these homeowners just before the fires, like months before the fires. There were home insurance policies that were basically terminated, cut by several companies. And so this isn't a conspiracy that's being buried. They're actually publishing this one. So this is one they actually want people to know about, which is fairly rare, but sometimes they do this sort of thing. And I think I have an idea why. But first, we'll watch a couple little videos about how it's an insurance crisis, as they're calling it, because a lot of these homeowners apparently had their insurance policies cut just before the fires happened. And they're talking about it openly on the mainstream news, which is very interesting. If they really wanted to throw this under the rug, sweep it under the rug, as they say, they wouldn't be talking about it on the news, but they are. So we'll go ahead and check this out.
It's been a week since Santa Ana winds, known by some Californians as devil winds, unleashed a fiery nightmare on northern Los Angeles.
The wind was blowing at 128 kilometers per hour. And when you have hurricane force winds and you have a fire breaking out, all hell broke loose.
Flames are still bearing down on neighborhoods, while residents in others slowly return to their streets.
The best word for it would be apocalyptic. It's the complete decimation of an entire vibrant community, the most vibrant community.
It's a strange looking face, huh?
within the city of Los Angeles.
In the middle of winter, at least 25 people have been killed, dozens still unaccounted for, and more than 10,000 structures lost. Jessica Rogers is one of those in Pacific Palisades whose home has been reduced to ashes.
I live in the perfect American dream home with a white picket fence and cute little rose bush growing over the front door. The only thing that remains that would look anything like my home is the white picket fence, sort of.
White picket fence, you guys. Don't you remember this being shoved down your throat your whole life? I want a house with the white picket fence. It was a perfect, cute little house with a white picket fence. The white picket fence. I'm sure there's some symbolism there, right? This white picket fence, right? They've associated it with the American way, the perfect life, perfect wife with the perfect house with the white picket fence. And now it's being burned down to the ground. And guess what? The insurance policy, they backed out just before it happened. So what does that tell you? They don't want you here, and your home isn't protected. So don't come to California. They'll burn down your house. They'll cut your insurance policy just before they burn down your house, and don't try and stop the fires from taking it all. So don't come to California. I think the message is pretty clear. The American way is being burned down. The old American way. That wonderful family with the white picket fence with the perfect life, perfect wife. And the white picket fence. Well, there it is. It's been set ablaze on purpose. That dream is dead. The American dream is officially over. 2025. There's no such thing as the American dream anymore. American dream, you'd be lucky if you could make a few bucks on TikTok before they ban you off TikTok, right? Oh no, I was making a little bit of money on TikTok and now they're going to ban it. Yeah. The American dream, man. Anyone can make it here, until they burn your fucking house down. After they cut your insurance, before they burn your fucking house down. Land of the free, home of the brave, man. Right? Guys, from all angles, the attack is on. There ain't no American dream no more. What are you dreaming of? You know how much a nice house costs in California? Too goddamn much. You probably don't have enough. You know how much a shitty house costs in California? Too damn much. You probably don't have enough for that either. About the only house I could ever maybe think about affording is in some goddamn place I don't want to fucking live because it sucks dick to live there. That's the American dream. Right? I'm not in debt. I got some money. You know what I can afford? I can afford to go live in Gary, Indiana, in a house that costs $50,000 that nobody wants. That's what I can afford. That's the American dream. I can afford a house in Gary, motherfucking Indiana, where I don't want to live. People are like, dude, we'll just go make more money. Dude, to try and spin the wheels in the rat race and accumulate hundreds of thousands of dollars so you could live in a shitty area of a place you still don't want to live, man. I mean, how many people can achieve living in a nice neighborhood and a nice house? You almost have to get that shit fucking passed down to you, right? To live in a nice house, you have to have a parent that dies and gives it to you. There's a house that I'm going to be half owner of when I have another family member die. But I don't know if even then, by the time that happens, the cost of a house may inflate to where I still won't have enough money for a house. That's the American dream, right? Nobody can afford to live in a motherfucking house no more. And what do you guys see happening? More homeless or less homeless? Do you see more homeless each year or less homeless? Do you see more people living in their car each year or less people living in their car? Do you see more people living out of RVs and vans or less people living out of RVs and vans? It's 2025. People got to find a new way because they're getting priced out of their home or the place they're renting. So people are finding a new way, a cheaper way. And that way is living out of your vehicle for a lot of people. One step above being homeless. Right? So Roosevelt, from what I've heard, you can find homes in Gary, Indiana for like $50,000, but it's like a terrible town where there's nothing to do. And so all these like Midwestern towns where they had like a industry a long time ago, and then the industry leaves, like the steel mill goes under or whatever, the whole town dies. And then all the houses are old and dilapidated and no one ever fixes them back up. And so you live in like a dilapidated old house in a town that everyone's depressed and poor. But if you want to live in a house that only costs $50,000 or only costs $100,000, you can find them, but you got to live in a town that sucks. No joke. I've looked into it. I'm like, okay, if I leave California, like, where could I retreat to? And it's like all the places that are nice, there's already a bunch of rich people that done retreated there. So you have to kind of retreat someplace that's not too damn nice, right? All right. I went on a total tangent there. Let me get back to this devastation of the white picket fence.
It blew off, but did not burn. And what you see is you see all the way through. So there's no house to see.
Jessica faces the confronting reality that she may not have insurance coverage.
I brought all my paperwork with me. I went through all my paperwork, and when I couldn't find anything, I then went through all my bank accounts, and I still couldn't find anything. And I received a notice from my insurance broker saying, I haven't insured you since 2023.
Poor lady. All right, so this guy says, come to Florida. Bro, the grass ain't greener on the other side. You know, they could run some major psyop in Florida where they have, hurricanes coming from both sides, right? And then they tell you got to leave your home. And then you come back and, like, your home's been bulldozed. And they're like, yeah, it was the hurricane. See? You can't escape it, man. Right? At least here in California, we don't get hurricanes. At least not yet. It could start next year and they could be like, climate change. California gets hurricanes now, motherfucker. But for right now, y'all in Florida, you guys have to like evacuate your home if they make a man-made hurricane and send it right at your house. Whereas here in California, they don't do that yet. It's one thing we don't have to worry about yet. All right. But I like Florida. I have family in Florida and I visited there. I like the weather there. So if I was going to leave California, Florida wouldn't be a bad place. Even though, hurricanes, bitch. All right.
Jessica is now seeking legal advice.
The reality is that it wasn't just homes that were destroyed. We have large homeowners associations that were taken down. We have large commercial buildings and large businesses that were taken down as well. So
Insurance broker Nick Ramirez has more than 6 clients who have lost everything.
I have these little blue icons, these home and
premiums. In recent years, many major insurers have pulled back on homeowners coverage in high-risk wildfire areas.
That's a nice way of saying it right there. They slipped it in real quick. Listen again.
California, there are government controls on the amount insurers can charge for premiums. In recent years, many major insurers have pulled back on homeowners coverage
In recent years, many major insurers have pulled back on homeowners coverage, meaning they straight up terminated the insurance policies. They backed out of the insurance policy. That's what that means. Before the fires. All right. There's another video that talks about this too. So let me try and show another video. So the insurance companies backing out is a popular topic, but they're letting people talk about it. And even like mainstream channels are running with it. So that has me thinking that they want people to know, obviously. The question why, like I said, they might just brazenly be brazenly saying, don't come to California. We're going to burn your house down. You know, basically putting it in people's minds that coming to California ain't such a good idea.
Insurance crisis.
We are witnessing the most expensive natural disaster in the history of the United States, as 5 active wildfires burn in Los Angeles County, and it's an insurance nightmare. The Palisades fire alone has consumed about 42 square miles, nearly the size of the entire city.
An insurance nightmare. This guy's called Legal Eagle. Never heard of him before. I was just looking for someone talking about this insurance part of the operation, we'll call it. And this guy has over 1 million views in a day, 3.5 million subs. So, you know, this guy is like YouTube certified, right? He's part of the system. And he's talking about it's an insurance nightmare. So they're being very open with the fact that these insurance companies backed out on these homeowners. Interesting, right? They aren't sweeping this under the rug whatsoever.
City of San Francisco. The scene in Pacific Palisades is apocalyptic. The fire incinerated at least 1,000 structures in the...
Here in the same narrative, it's apocalyptic. Shady Davy D. LaFleur says 500 strong. Get these likes up. That's a good idea. Hey, if you guys are enjoying the program so far, and I got more for you, please hit the thumbs up right now. Let me go ahead and check and see how many thumbs up we have. Only 178. You guys, we got 500 watching and only 178 thumbs up. Come on now. Hit the thumbs up. It's quick and easy. Get me to 250 thumbs up. We could do it real fast in a matter of minutes. Just smack the thumbs up and get me up to 250. And then we can move along. Hit the thumbs up right freaking now. Hit the thumbs up right freaking now. So hit the thumbs up right freaking now. Hit the thumbs up right freaking now. There you go. See, I took the Jeopardy theme and then turned it into the hit the freaking thumbs up theme. Man, it's just too easy when you're this creative and awesome and amazing. So how many thumbs up do we have now? 242. We're so close. 250 thumbs up, and we're moving on to the next segment. You know what to do. Land on the Moon song is a premium song, so you got to pay to hear that one. I'm a sellout when it comes to that song. If I don't, then who else will? So yeah, you got to send a super chat and request the Land on the Moon song. All right. What are we up to now? Oh, we made it. We made it past the mark. Awesome. You guys are great. All right, let's continue the show. Let's get this road on the show.
The community located about 20 miles west of downtown Los Angeles. The before and after photos of this neighborhood are heartbreaking. You can see from this video from CBS correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti, that's the Palisades Village Starbucks, originally constructed in 1924, which now looks like someone dropped a bomb on it. And this is only a few city blocks from Santa Monica. Historic locations like the Will Rogers Ranch House and the Topanga Ranch Motel, built by newspaper tycoon William Randolph Hearst, are gone. And on the other side of the city, the house and the one dropped a bomb on it. And this is only a few city blocks from Santa Monica. Historic locations like the Will Rogers Ranch House and the Topanga Ranch Motel.
Dude, I gotta be honest, when he said Topanga, my mind automatically goes to Boy Meets World Topanga, right? I'm like, Topanga? Where's she at? Right? So stupid. I'll always think of Boy Meets World chick whenever I hear the word Topanga. I'm sure you guys were thinking the same thing, right? Where's she at? She ain't there. It's a damn ranch motel. False alarm.
Built by newspaper tycoon William Randolph Hearst, are gone. And on the other side of the city, the Eaton fire is only 10 miles northeast of downtown LA. This fire burned more than 10,000 acres and has burned an estimated 7,000 structures in and around Altadena. It seems like the entire community of Altadena is just gone. The iconic Rose Bowl has been repurposed as an evacuation shelter for large animals. And near the center of the metro area, the Sunset Fire got within a few hundred feet of Sunset Boulevard, forcing motorists to abandon their vehicles. And
God, I still want to see like a car from start to finish, like get melted like this. It's almost like these look like stage props. And then look at these ones back here. These ones are okay. Weird.
Run for their lives. And before you write jokes about LA traffic being the death of us in the comment section, you should know that in strong winds like there are in Southern California right now, the searing heat from the wildfires can suddenly burst outwards at the speed of Olympic sprinters and suddenly trigger sudden ignition. Not to mention the embers can travel up to 2 miles. And that's why the fires have forced at least 180,000 people to evacuate and an additional 200,000 people who are under evacuation warnings. Statewide, over 1.5.
All right. This sounds important. Time to Wake Up said, I nutted to Topanga probably 500 times as a teenage boy, watching Boy Meets World on whatever fucking channel it was on, LOL. Used to record it and then watch it late at night when everyone was asleep. Used to record yourself whacking off the Topanga and then watch yourself whacking off? That's gross, bro. Just kidding. I had to read that, you guys. That's just funny. He's being honest, and you know what? We've all been there. Those of us who were, a teenager back in that time, you can relate to a message like that. Rose Bell says, don't know who Topanga is, but it's most likely a man. Rose Bell always goes to the celebrity woman being a man. Even if it's not a celebrity, she pretty much thinks that it's going to be a man. Shunter Thompson coming in with a generous donation says, hey, bud, we are in some sort of a conspiracy bukkake show lately, or am I just tripping? Bro, you are dead on. You are very much accurate with your claim. So they got that final experiment shit that just went down, occupying all of the flat earthers. They got a bunch of shit with Trump now. He's about to take over as president again. And they got him teaming up with a bunch of figurehead actor puppets on the world stage, like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and some other guys. I'm going to get to that in a minute. So, with political side, they got people wrapped around their finger. And then we were hearing, some rumblings of bird flu. And I was worried about a second planned demic happening, which I don't want to have happen. I don't want to see another planned demic, but we of course know they're probably going to do another one eventually. So, yeah, man, I'm trying to keep an eye on all of it. And then there's some weird stuff that's like they're attacking me personally. You ever feel like the world is like attacking you personally sometimes? So check it out. Bird flu, right? We've been hearing more rumblings about that. H1N1. So my small farm where I buy raw milk from had to stop production because their bulk milk tank tested positive for bird flu. So I haven't been able to get my raw milk that I usually get from this small farm because the government showed up, wanted to test their tank, and of course it tested positive. So I called them and they were like, yeah, in a couple of weeks we'll be up and running. So then I went by the farm, and it had been a couple of weeks. I went by the farm and they were like, we have goat milk and we have sheep milk, but we still don't have the cow milk. So haven't been able to get my raw milk because of the little farm I go to, the government showed up and said that they tested positive for bird flu. And I even told the dude that worked there, he was like some random Mexican or Portuguese guy who worked there. I was like, it's bullshit, man. I'll drink the milk. I don't care if it tests positive. You can sell it to me. They're like, no, we can't sell it. No, we can't. I'm like, I'll drink it for free. So yeah, sometimes I feel like they're specifically attacking me. Like my little farm, you're gonna attack my little fucking farm, which are positive bird flu tests, you bastards. Out of all the raw milk farms, the one that I go to, some shit, man. Let me tell you. Thank you, Scunter Thompson. I appreciate that. I think Rose, you or Jonna, I think you guys bought some of the milk from the farm. So that farm, that small farm out there outside of Modesto, yeah, they had to shut down their cow milk production for the last several weeks, which sucks. Anyway, all right.
5 million people don't have power, and the wildfires have caused at least 24 deaths and a high number of significant injuries. Thousands of firefighters are struggling to keep up as 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts are literally fanning the flames, reducing entire neighborhoods to ash. And for the moment, while we can't stop the fire, we can talk about all of the legal implications, because there are a lot of them. Now, the first is who pays for the wildfires. In 2020, we talked about who's liable for wildfires started by arson, negligence, and gender reveal parties. Yes, you heard that right. The El Dorado wildfire started when a couple set off a smoke bomb during a photo shoot.
All right, so now since I brought up milk, this guy said goat milk is disgusting. I disagree. So if any of you have ever tried goat cheese, there's like a specific flavor, like a zing that goes with any goat cheese. It's got that zinginess, tanginess, if you will. I like it. I think it tastes good. And so the milk has a slight zanginess to it. Not as bad as the cheese, of course, but it does. The milk has a little bit of tanginess, but I like it. I think it's tasty as fuck. But it's more expensive than the cow milk. So a half gallon from the farm is $6, whereas a full gallon of the cow milk is $6, as long as I buy it from the farm. That same gallon of cow milk in a fucking store, a health food store, is going for $20. So yeah, I go to the farm and get it for $6. And now I had to pay $6 for a half a gallon of the goat milk. And I drink it just as fast. You guys, there is an attack on good, healthy food that's good for you. There's an attack. Have you guys noticed? I'm getting a little off subject, but still. Have you noticed eggs? The price of eggs have shot up. I know it can't just be California, but the price of eggs, ever since they started talking about bird flu, has shot up drastically. I saw that the organic eggs, like the popular organic brand, high-end brand, I forget the name of the brand. They were charging like $10 for just 12 eggs now. Shit. And then the cheap eggs, like the non-organic eggs, the cheaper ones, those are still going for like $6 and $7, man. So the price of eggs, I've noticed, has shot up drastically. Yet that one that they have in the one in like the black carton. God, I can't think of it. And it's like pasture raised chickens. At least it says so. And it's at like Target. And it's like the most expensive ones. And they want like $10.99 for a carton of eggs, dude. But they are better than the shittier eggs. I totally taste the difference in those high-end eggs than the shitty ones. It's not a huge difference, but they're better. I would buy the shittier eggs if I didn't taste the difference, but I noticed those shittier cheap eggs aren't as good as those high-end eggs. But those high-end eggs are damn expensive. I used to buy a bunch of eggs because they were not as expensive, and I could eat like 3-4 eggs and be filled up for a while, and then eat another 3-4 eggs later on or whatever. But now, shit, man, it's getting expensive. Kevin Arnold says, we didn't start the fire, Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire, and then it still is burning, and it's not containing. And we didn't start the fire, and then it's freaking burning, and my wheels are turning. There's a fire in LA, it's burning harder every day. And I couldn't make up any other fucking lyrics. All right, there you go. We didn't start the fire, Billy Joel, for you, Kevin Arnold, from Wonder Years. This is the Kevin Arnold from Wonder Years, you guys. His little brother was on Boy Meets World. Just kidding. It's a different Kevin Arnold. I wish it was Fred Savage, though. Bro, I wish you were Fred Savage. But you're not. Thanks for the super chat anyway. Not Fred Savage. Just kidding, bro. It's a joke. That's the not Fred Savage joke. Oh, and I had a super chat come in earlier from Patrick Shea with no message attached. I don't know if you meant to just send a super chat with no message or not, but thank you, Patrick Shea. I saw that one come in, and I almost forgot to pull it up. Patrick Shea didn't start the fire. Maybe he did. I don't really know, but I didn't start the fire because I've been up here in Sacramento, so I didn't start the fire. So don't you fucking think that I started the fire. God, sometimes I can't help myself. It's like one of those fun psychotic episodes that I have where like I get a song stuck in my head and then I have to sing it and I have to make up my own lyrics. It's kind of a fun psychological disorder to have, though. It's like it doesn't affect me too badly and I'm able to like make money on it even here live. So it's actually a helpful psychological disorder to have in 2025 when a motherfucker's trying to survive. I didn't start the fire and it's fucking burning and the wheels are turning. All right. What am I talking about? I don't know. Patrick Shea coming in with a donation. Thank you very much, Patrick Shea. Thank you to everybody who's donated tonight. And if I miss any super chats, please, Rose, remind me. Somebody remind me. All right. Kevin Arnold. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other ones. All right. Jack Draper says, please talk about your dad, Mel Gibson. No, I'm not related to any famous Gibsons. I'm not the heir to the Gibson guitar throne. I'm not the son of Mel. Nope. Not related to any of those Gibsons that I know of. Except for Debbie Gibson. Debbie Gibson is my mom. What? Debbie Gibson is my mom, bitch. What do you think of that? Yeah. Debbie Gibson's my mom, motherfucker. I'm famous. Just kidding. My mom's dead. So she's definitely not Debbie Gibson. Oh, did I miss a super chat? From The Resistance. Okay. Let me go back and try and find the super chat that I missed. From The Resistance. All right, back to Kevin Arnold's super chat. Patrick Shea. Apologies to anyone when I missed your super chat. Sometimes I get talking and I don't read the super chat and it goes right on by real quick. And then I forget about it. And then someone reminds me. And then I find it. The Resistance says, look up Nos Confunden map, please. Nos Confunden map. Oh, yeah, that's some fucking retarded shit right there. That's what that is. Some made up shit. Why are you trying to make me look up some stupid shit, bro? But since you sent me a super chat, I'll go ahead and show what comes up. This is what comes up. Nos Confunden. This. That's just like a concept that somebody threw together. There's no proof to any of this. So it's basically just like a made-up world. What's out there beyond the ice wall or whatever, yeah, we don't know. We're like barnyard animals. So when you put something like this together and then try and pass it off like it's true, it's disinformation. You can say, hey, maybe beyond the ice wall, there's other places to go or whatever. I could totally run with that idea, but when you start like naming the places and then trying to show like maps of how it works and stuff, it's like first you got to prove that those places exist. You see? So I've seen people spin this map out there, but nobody's ever proven that all these extra places exist. So it's basically just a cartoon made up concept. There you go. I didn't have it blown up. So like this right here, it's got the AE map in the center, and then all these extra continents and pieces of land, and then another bunch of continents and land. And no one's ever proven any of those places exist. So that means it's just an artist's concept, which means it's made up. So this is basically like showing someone a galaxy in outer space. There ain't no galaxies. Probably ain't this either. So if there is other lands out there, it ain't gonna match whatever this cartoon is. So yeah, I wouldn't follow that cartoon. The concept of there being extra land out there, definitely possible. But showing pictures of other land and then naming those places, those aren't real places. But thank you, Resistance. All right. I had another super chat come in while I was getting to that one. From Simone, she says she wants some land on the moon. All right. Since you're paying for it, here goes. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Hey, take the rover, we go to the moon. Then you know that we come back soon. We rove to the left, we rove to the right. And beach, you know that we rove all night. We land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. We take the rover, we rove to the east. Take the rover, we rove to the west. Take the rover, we rove to the south. In beach we rove right up inside of your mouth. Oh, land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. And yes, my friend, we will come back soon. And we take the rover, we rove on the moon. And then you know that we come back soon. We rove up atop, we rove down low. We rove because we got no place to go. We land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon. And yes, my friend, we will come back soon. Say rove, rove, rove. Everybody now, rove, 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 rover. Say rove, rove, rove. Oh, come on, my friend. Rove, rove, rove. All right now. Rove, 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 rover. Rove, 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 rover. Rove, 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 rove. Thank you, Simone. I appreciate that. I wouldn't have sang it, but you donated. You asked for it. You got it. You wanted the best. You got the best. The stupidest song about roving on the moon. But seriously, thanks, Simone. All right. Some of you who are new here might be like, what is that? So, like, I don't know. It's probably been a year and a half, maybe longer. I did a video when India claimed to land a rover on the moon. I did a video making fun of it. And when they were celebrating that their rover supposedly landed on the moon, I came up with this little snippet of a song. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. And it was only like a 10-second little snippet song. And then people would ask me to sing it randomly, and they would send me a super chat and ask me to sing it. And then I started adding lyrics to it and making up more lyrics to it. And then it became what I just did. So I've been performing this song because I did a snippet of that in one video. And people still ask for it. And some people probably don't even know where it is or what it came from or why I do that. It's because I made one video about the Indian moon landing and made fun of how they were pretending to be overjoyed when the rover supposedly lands on the moon. So that's where that song comes from. All right. All the glitters is old, says an oldie but a goodie. Yeah, I know. It's gotten old, but people still ask for it, right? So it's like a timeless classic. Who knew? Some jingle that I just made up to make fun of Indian people and their rover. Who knew that I would be collecting super chats, re-singing a different, better version all this time later? You just never know, man. There's some people on the internet doing some weird shit, making some money, and I'm one of those people. All right, California wildfires. Let me get back on track here. We get back to the. This was or we can wrap it up with the fires. It says California wildfires insurance nightmare. We'll go ahead and wrap up with the fires and be done with it. We'll move on to something else. How's that sound? Switch subjects. In fact, I'm thinking we could talk about Trump's inauguration guest list. I watched one video and it showed some of his inauguration guests. And I thought, oh, I can talk some shit about each one of these people. All right. And yes, she look like a man.
The most powerful names in social media and technology will be alongside Donald Trump as he's sworn into office next week. Details of the guest list emerged as those handpicked by the president-elect to run key departments continue to be tested on Capitol Hill.
Hi, Donald John Trump.
When President-elect Trump is sworn in at noon on Monday, TikTok CEO Shou Chew will have a better seat than most members of Congress. The invitation disappointed lawmakers from both sides today.
Not my favorite thing. Not my favorite thing. Democrats and Republicans agreed that TikTok is a huge national security concern.
All right. Abundance with a donation. No message attached, but a donation. Thank you very much, Abundance. I appreciate that. So, guys, I don't like TikTok. I posted a few videos on there and initially got some growth on my NFL content. And this was a couple years ago. I put some of the NFL clips on there. And initially, some of those videos did very well, hundreds of thousands of views. And then they changed an algorithm within like a month. And then those videos were only getting like 1,000 views. So it went from doing way better than over here to being worse than over here. So, and I didn't like the other content that would pop up on my phone. Like whenever I would open that app, it was always just like girls, spreading their legs doing thirst trap videos, or just stupid wannabe truthers like pointing at stuff over their head. And a lot of the comments I would get were terrible. So I never liked TikTok. And so the fact that there might be a ban on TikTok or whatever, it doesn't bother me because I've staked my claim over here on YouTube. And I prefer YouTube over TikTok. Now, I know the government's got their finger in TikTok and over here on YouTube. But I'm just saying, I've always thought TikTok was more of a garbage platform. And so a lot of people over there making money on TikTok, they're going to be up in arms over this possible ban of TikTok, of course. But for people like me who think it's garbage, they can ban that shit and it won't bother me at all. As long as they don't ban me over here, then we're doing fine.
Back in 2020, Trump agreed and tried to force TikTok's Chinese owners to sell the social media platform to a U.S. company.
We voting Donald Trump, baby.
But an avalanche of pro-Trump content on TikTok during the campaign appeared to change his mind.
I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok.
Now the Trump team is looking for...
I gotta tell you, I have a very warm spot in my heart for TikTok, all right? It would really break my heart quite tremendously if I had to ban TikTok. So you know what I'm doing? I'm developing something far superior than TikTok right now, all right? We have an idea. We are in the process of creating Trump Talk. It's like TikTok, except it's way better, far superior, leaner, greener, meanier, far superior than TikTok in every way. It's Trump Talk, and I just made it up just now, so you know it's going to be a thing.
There you go. Just made up Trump Talk just now. I was wondering when I went into that impression where I was going to go with that. Trump Talk. There we go.
And we're going to be powering the whole thing, of course, on wonderful, renewable Trumptricity, far superior than electricity could ever dream of being. And of course, I am the greatest president of the greatest country that there ever was. And it's really quite incredible what we've been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time. Trump Talk is going to exceed TikTok in every way imaginable. It's really quite spectacular. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's the greatest thing you've ever seen times infinity and beyond.
There you go. Trump Talk. It's a new thing.
For ways to buy TikTok some time, with a U.S. ban on the app set to take effect this Sunday. Chu will be seated Monday alongside other tech titans, including Tesla's Elon Musk, Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, and Amazon's Jeff Bezos.
Whoa! Trump's inauguration guest list. Shouzi Chu from TikTok, Elon Musk from Tesla, Zuckerberg from Facebook Meta, and Bezos from Amazon / Blue Origin. Wow, you guys, check it out. Social media, brain rot application. Social media, brain rot application run by the government. You got a figurehead puppet here in front of the electric car company. Oh, and the fake space exploration company. Oh, and he's also got a social media brain rot company as well. And then over here, you got a guy connected back to Amazon, Google, and then also fake space exploration as well. Wow, you guys, that's quite the guest list there of figurehead puppet actors. And there's always people who stick up for Trump no matter what. Hey guys, if you support Trump, do you also support these guests that he's rubbing elbows with here? How come Trump doesn't come out and expose these guys as shitbag corporate bootlicking puppets who are government actors, government appointed actors, pretending to be the heads of corporations? How come Trump doesn't come out and tell you that? I come out and tell you that these guys are actors. You really think Zuckerberg invented Facebook so that we could post pictures and shit? Get real. You really think Elon Musk like runs Tesla and SpaceX and X? All right, somebody said I missed a super chat, but I can't see which one. All right, let me look again. From Evan. My bad. Let me go back and get it. And then I will resume the show. I got this one from Abundance. So it must have been before that one. Sorry for missing the super chat. Sometimes, like if it's a smaller amount, it'll shoot by real fast and it won't stay up on screen, and then I just miss it. But I have mods that are pretty good about catching that and then reminding me. So then I go back and I find them. See? So if I miss your super chat, just let one of my mods know, and then they'll tell me, and then I'll go back and find it. All right. Evan says, Jake, do you drink? I'm a gin and tonic guy. I don't drink hard alcohol. I only drink beer, and I've limited my beer drinking to just once in a while now. So I know that it's crappy ingredients. All the beer companies are gross. You know, it's just gross, shitty ingredients. And I don't like hard alcohol because it just gets me like too drunk too fast. And then some of the stupidest mistakes I ever made was when I drank hard alcohol. So I quit hard alcohol back in my like 30s, and I stuck to just beer. And there was times where I would drink beer almost every night, but now I've cut down to where I only drink sometimes, and I only drink beers, and I drink lower alcohol beers like fruity beers and shit, because I just don't really like the taste of the alcohol in the beers anymore and stuff. It's like the ingredients are just getting shittier no matter what brand you buy. So yeah, I still drink a little bit of alcohol, but I don't let myself really get drunk or wasted. I have a tendency to make mistakes and become a shittier person when I get wasted. In fact, the last time that I drank more than usual, I went to watch Blue Oyster Cult play last Saturday, and I drank several beers that day. But whenever I go watch my favorite band, it's a given that I'm going to drink. All right, I think I caught back up on super chats. So check it out. You got these are Trump's inauguration guest list. God, look at this weird looking thing right here, y'all. So we know Facebook, it's a government run website. The government's keeping track of you using Facebook, keeping track of what you're saying over on X, keeping track of what you're posting on TikTok. You know what I mean? They're delivering you your shit. They know what shit you buy on Amazon. They know what you search on Google. They want to get you in one of those electric vehicles that they can track and program to break down, you know, made by Tesla. They want you looking up in the sky and thinking about space travel by Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, you know, Blue Origin, SpaceX. See how that works? And these are Trump's guys. And you don't see Trump calling out any of these guys as being fake fraud actors, do you?
Those three alone have a combined net worth close to $1 trillion.
An oligarchy is taking shape in America.
In his farewell address last night, President Biden issued a warning about what he described as the tech industrial complex and the rich men who run it.
And that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people.
Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, who is a billionaire himself, was asked about that at his confirmation hearing today.
Would so few people have so much wealth and power? But do you think that that is an oligarchic form of society?
I think it depends on, but
we haven't seen him in a while, huh? Sometimes you forget about these characters and you're like, oh shit, he's still alive. There was a time in California before Trump first became president the first time, when this guy was outdrawing Hillary here in California. He was outdrawing Hillary like 10-1. And I was like, how in the fuck is this guy like getting like an arena full of people and Hillary's not even drawing like a tenth of what this guy's getting, yet somehow like he didn't become the Democratic candidate? So it's like they had to like bypass the guy that was way more popular in order to put Hillary in there to lose to Donald Trump. Because if they'd have had this guy running against Trump, it might not have been as believable if he would have won. People loved this dude at one point. Here in California, he was drawing like arenas full of people. I'm not kidding.
Do you think that that is an oligarchic form of society?
I think it depends on the ability to move up and down the income.
No, that's not really the answer.
TikTok's fate is still up in the air. Some lawmakers are pushing to delay the ban to give TikTok more time to find a U.S. buyer. And we're still watching to see whether the Supreme Court steps in at Trump's request. Friday would be their last day to do it before the ban takes effect on Sunday.
Makes me want to go like create some little fringe like truth site so that the government steps in and is like, hi, we want to buy your fringe truth site for X amount of dollars. And then I can ride off into the sunset, right? That's what you got to do now. You got to like create something. And then when it starts to take off, some gigantic business steps in and they're like, we want this because we're an evil, huge corporation and we can't let you have this. You got to create the new truth website so you can turn around and sell out and give it to the government, right? That's pretty much what would happen to any website, right? If it gets too big, like any application, any sort of site dedicated to truth. If it started to take off, well, they would just stick their government claws into it, and that would be the end of it. Larry David. Yeah, there is a resemblance between Larry David and Bernie. In fact, Larry David did an impression of Bernie, like on SNL or something, I think. Anyway. Folks, we have ourselves a serious problem right now. Los Angeles is burning down. It's burning down. Right now, I got several of my homes that are in danger of being burnt down. Let me tell you what, I will not go quietly. Will not go quietly into the night. I will not go hungry before me and my babies go hungry. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat my neighbor's ass. And then I'm going to roast my neighbor's ass on the fires of the Pacific Palisades. That's what I'm fixing to do. These goddamn friggin' globalists want to burn down one of my mansions with their goddamn cocksucking global warming. I'm fixing to cut my neighbors up, fixing to roast my neighbors on the flames of the global warming. That's right. You want to warm my globe? You want to set my house on fire? Fixing to roast my neighbor's ass. There you go. I was wondering what I could do with the fires of LA and where I could take that. And I'm making it up, on the spot. I'm like, okay, fires, burning down his mansion. Okay, now where? Oh yeah, he eats his neighbor's ass. Whenever I'm in doubt and I'm doing the Alex Jones impression and I'm not sure where to go, all I got to do is just transition to him eating his neighbor's ass, because he does want to eat his neighbor's ass. I'm not even over exaggerating when I do that impression. He actually does want to eat his neighbor's ass. He probably has already. All right. Speaking of the Hulkster, how many of you guys saw the Hulkster show up on Monday Night Raw on Netflix? So not everyone follows wrestling, but they had a big Netflix premiere. Raw moved from cable TV, Monday Night Raw, over to Netflix. And they had The Rock show up. They had Hulk Hogan show up, and it was supposed to be this big deal. But it turned out to be more of like a big commercial to just watch Netflix, watch the WWE on Netflix. So it was kind of a flop of an event, but they made it out like it was going to be huge. So Hulk Hogan comes out at one point and he's like, "Let me tell you something, brother." And everyone's like, "Boo! Fuck you! Boo!" Like the loudest boos Hulk has ever got. And he was like, "Whoa." And he like tried to regain himself and be like, "Let me tell you what, brother, Netflix and the WWE is a great team, brother." And everyone's like, "Boo! Fuck you! We hate you!" So basically, the Hulkster got booed louder than he's ever got booed. And so that's what went viral over Netflix on, or Raw on Netflix, was that the Hulkster got booed. That was like the key moment. And then The Rock came out. And everyone was like, "Oh, fuck, here's The Rock. The Rock's going to say something important," right? And The Rock's like the most famous guy involved with wrestling at all. And whenever he shows up, everyone's like, "Holy shit, The Rock's here. What's he going to say?" Eating popcorn. And he's like, "The Rock's here on Netflix, and The Rock's glad to be here on Netflix. If you smell what The Rock is cooking on Netflix." And everyone's like, "That's it?" And that was it. It was just like, yep. They're on Netflix now. Second episode, it's just like another shitty episode of Raw. It's like, you fucking idiots. You had the world eating out of the palm of your hand, and you had The Rock show up and say fucking nothing. And you had the Hulkster show up and get booed out of the building. So yeah, wrestling, it's definitely headed in a downward trend right now. Life Force asks if Vince McMahon is under investigation for trafficking. The fake Vince McMahon. So Vince McMahon got replaced. I made a video about it last year. It's the best video about Vince McMahon being replaced. So scroll back on my video list and watch, has Vince McMahon been replaced by an imposter? Because he has. He's been replaced. So Vince never used to look the way he looks now. And Vince used to be full of personality. And current Vince is some other person pretending to be Vince. And they've smeared the name of Vince McMahon over and over and over and over again, which leads me to believe the old Vince is dead and gone. And they're purposely smearing his name so that nobody remembers the Attitude Era and all the great things he did as being better than the trash we're currently getting. Or he sold the rights to his own character and he's living his life out somewhere else off camera, out of the public eye, while they have a fake Vince McMahon who they trash and drag through the mud. So Vince might still be alive, or he might be dead, but whoever the guy they have on TV, like pretending to be Vince in appearances now, is not the original Vince. It's some other guy. All right. So we got the Trump's guest list for his inauguration. A bunch of shill-ass puppets on the world stage. So any Trump supporters out there, yeah, your boy is boys with not only Elon Musk, but Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg and the TikTok chink. All right. So now I think it's time we do some good old-fashioned shill busting. You guys want to see me spank some shills tonight before I call it a night here on a Friday night? It's Friday night. We could do some flat earth shill busting for all of y'all who've been following for a long time and you know all the ins and outs of this channel. Do you guys know some shitbag out there made a hit piece video about me, calling me a suncalc shill? I've been called a suncalc shill because I showed you a website which gives you the observable data, which shows where the sun rises and the sun sets for each individual location. You know, the suncalc website that I've used to show where the sun's going to rise and set on the earth. For those of you who know, you know, it uses the observable data. So now I'm being called by this insignificant little shit, who I'm going to get to here in a minute. I'm being called a suncalc shill for showing you guys that observable data. Can you believe this? All right. So we're going to get to this shitbag. And not only was I called a suncalc shill, my homie Q and Feet was also called a suncalc shill in the same video. Bad move. If you're going to call Q and Feet a shill, you better come with some damn good receipts. And if you don't, he's going to come after you and he will rebuttal you. And in this case, he did. So guess what, guys? I get to show Q and Fee's video making this dude who called me a shill look like a goddamn piece of shit liar using his own words. And so all I got to do is hit play on Q and Fee's video and then also add a little bit of my own commentary. And I got this shill motherfucker absolutely slayed. No problem. I'm going to make this dude look like a damn fool, in fact. All right. Q and Fee, he's a friend of mine. This is a channel that I'm subscribed to. He made an awesome video 4 days ago called Flat Earth Banjo, Liar or Lunatic. So we're going to check that one out right now. I'm going to put it at regular speed. And this one is very cut and dry. You got a channel called Flat Earth Banjo, who is a shill actor who pretends to be a flat earth Christian. He pretends to be a flat earth Bible believing Christian, but he goes around and lies and slanders people and misrepresents people. You know, goes against the Bible. He lies, slanders people. He's a sinner, but he tells people he's a Christian. He's about to get caught red-handed in a lie. Everybody strap in and enjoy Flat Earth Banjo, Liar or Lunatic.
So as you see, 100% SunCalc is a spherical Earth-based software that will give you positions of the sun based on a ball Earth, based on the globe. So why are these guys pushing this SunCalc trash?
SunCalc is trash, and we are Helio Shills. No, your model, your circling sun model, comes very close to the heliocentric model. Don't you understand that, you clown? Why are you strawmanning us?
Huh? Little Bingo, why are you lying and contradicting yourself? You stinking natural mincing piece of shit.
So why are these?
All right, so he's got Q and Fee and me and Nacho Queefer, and he says that we're heliocentric SunCalc shills. And he's got loser, loser, loser. So he's grouping us all together here. And I saw, I got a message from Patrick Shea that said he was the one who met me in Arizona at the concert that I just went to last Saturday. Let me find it real quick. Yeah. There it is. Patrick Shea says, would you text Jake and remind him he met me at BOC in Arizona? Hey, bro, it was nice meeting you. And you were the only subscriber who recognized me while I was there at the show. And so, yeah, I remember meeting you after the show. And glad you could be here tonight. And I saw that you donated earlier. So thank you very much for your super chat donation. And it was really nice meeting you and your friend. Forget her name, but it was very nice to meet you guys after the show. I had a great time watching Blue Oyster Cult play. I drove, it took me like 12 hours to get from Sacramento out there to Arizona. It took 2 days of driving, and the show was amazing. That was one of my top 10 favorite BOC shows, and that was my 30th time seeing BOC. For those of you who don't know, Blue Oyster Cult plays a spectacular live show. The studio albums just don't do it justice. And I'm a huge fan. And so I had a front row seat to see Blue Oyster Cult in Fort McDowell, which is east of Phoenix. So me and Ralphie, we drove out there to Phoenix and watched the band. Well, I watched the band play. Ralph had to hang out in the van while I was in the concert. But then afterwards, I had to drive back. But I was able to catch up with my dad and see my dad for a little bit, which went okay. So it was a good time. All right. Got a super chat coming in from Suzette Ann. Says, Jake, you called the final experiment from the beginning. So check it out. I called out the final experiment 6 months before it started. I said Jaron's going to go down there. He's going to see the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. He's going to say that Earth cannot be flat. And he's going to basically become a glober at that point. So I'm on record 6 months ago calling it out down to a T. I've been proven right. So since then, now we have biblical flat earthers. They call themselves biblical flat earthers. I call them fake shill liars. And they basically are trying to cling to their AE map with the circling sun. And they're saying that the final experiment is just 100% fake. And they think they can cling to their circling sun over the AE map, but that's already been debunked. So what Banjo is doing here is saying that guys like me and Q and Fee are shills because we use the SunCalc website, which uses observable data. But the observable data comes from observations, which you can do. And so nobody's came along and proved that the SunCalc website is wrong. So to be called SunCalc shill by Banjo, quite the retarded move, I must say. And he's going to pay for it here in a minute. So Suzette Ann, thank you for reminding everyone that I called out the final experiment from the beginning. I am on record 6 months before it happened, calling out the whole thing. And I'm also on record back in 2017, calling Jaron a shill. So I said that this guy's a government agent and a shill back in 2017. Now you got motherfucking shills trying to call me a shill. And I got to go live and clear up the whole damn thing. They got to wake up pretty damn early if they think they're going to get one over on me after all these years. Simone says, did I miss Ralphie today? I had him, I pulled him up at the beginning of the stream. He's sleeping right now, but I can pull him up real quick and show him off. There him is. There's baby Ralph. Oh. There's baby Ralph. Oh, look at baby Ralph. There's baby Ralphs. Say hi to baby Ralphs, everyone. A little over 4 months old. Pure beagle. And he's a handful, too. Right now, he's totally mellow. But normally, he wants to play all the time. And he's a handful. He just wants to run around and tear shit up like all the time. So this is one of the rare times where he's chill. This is my good puppy, huh? And this is my good boy. This is my good puppy. There you go. Yeah. So there's Ralph. Right? Yeah, I just want to like squeeze his ears, even because he's got these big floppy ears. I just like want to squeeze them, like they're so soft and they feel so good in my hands, like, but I want to hurt him. So it's like, I want to squeeze the fuck out of you, but then I'll hurt you. So I don't want to, but I do. Yeah. All right. Okay, let me get back on track. I was busting this shill bag banjo by playing Q and Fee's video. So let's get back on track. So this guy, Flat Earth Banjo, who's a liar, who calls himself a biblical Christian flat earther, but he's full of shit. He made a video with me right there on screen saying that I'm a heliocentric shill because I used the website SunCalc.
These guys pushing this SunCalc trash. Let me answer this question. I forgot you had mentioned about SunCalc. Yes, I think SunCalc is correct.
Oh, a couple of months ago, you claimed it was correct, and today you say it's trash. What a moron.
No, I agree. Kian Fee is a great guy. I have admired his work for a long time. No, I agree. Kian Fee is a great guy. I have admired his work for a long time.
Oh, so here you got Banjo, and this is Banjo right here. His name is Eddie. And he says Q and Fee's a great guy and he admires his work and that SunCalc is correct. But to start the video off, he says that we're shills. So he says Q and Fee's a shill and that I'm a shill, and he includes us with this rising earther Nacho Queefer over here. And he calls us heliocentric shills. But then, just a couple months ago, he says this.
Ago, you claim it was correct, and today you say it's trash. What a moron.
No, I agree. Kian Fee is a great guy. to pushing this Suncalc trash. Let me answer this question. I forgot you had mentioned about Suncalc. Yes, I think Suncalc is correct.
Oh.
So he calls Suncalc trash, but when he was on a stream with Nacho Queefer, he said it was correct. Gee, that sounds like you contradicted yourself there, Flat Earth Banjo, you fucking lying piece of shit, and now you just got caught. So, Suncalc is correct. But then, he just released a hit piece video saying it's globe trash and that I'm a shill for using it. But, not long ago, he said it's correct. And the QNF's a great guy. Interesting.
A couple of months ago, you claimed it was correct, and today you say it's trash. What a moron.
No, I agree. QNF is a great guy. I have admired his work for a long time. No, I agree. QNF is a great guy. I have admired his work for a long time.
Oh, for a long time, you admire my work. For a long time, I happen to use Suncalc, and you never complained about it.
Yeah, Banjo for years never said a fucking word and always kissed QNF's ass and was a supporter, subscriber of his channel, and would comment how much he liked the videos. But now he flip-flops and says QNF is a heliocentric shill. How about that? You're going to attack Q and me and then try and throw the Suncalc website under the bus and call it globe trash after he's already on record saying he thinks it's correct and that QNF's a great guy. Dumb motherfuckers can't keep their story straight. You just don't make sense, Banjo, when you flip-flop like that out of nowhere after you're already on record saying Suncalc is correct and that QNF's a great guy. You can't just all of a sudden flip-flop out of nowhere like that without a good reason. You better damn well show that it's incorrect. But he doesn't. How about that? All the Glitters is Old says tried for 30 minutes to send you a super heat. I guess he means super chat from Ecuador and gave up. Sorry. Saw BOC in 1973 with Rush as the warm-up. Yeah, every once in a while, people will complain that they try and send me a super chat and that it won't let them. So when that happens, maybe try like refreshing the stream or like exiting out of the tab and then pulling up a new tab and trying again, or use a different account if you have another account. Just try something like that possibly. If not, then they maybe just are blocking you from donating and I can't do anything about it. But this wouldn't be the first time that they've blocked somebody from donating. I never got to see Blue Oyster Cult back in the 70s because I wasn't born, and I didn't see him in the 80s or the 90s. I started watching them in like 2012, 13 or so. And so I became a fan, a huge fan after like the third time I saw him. I saw him on the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, a free show. And me and my friends ate mushrooms and watched BOC. And we could smoke and drink while we were watching the show. And it was like the best time I ever had at a concert. And so after that, I was hooked. And then I started like going to BOC shows, like whenever they would show up to the West Coast. Like I would drive to Oregon, drive to Las Vegas, Reno, San Diego, wherever. If they showed up to the West Coast, it's like, I'm there. So this last time, like I went to Arizona to watch them. I had a front row seat, and it was like to see my favorite band front row to where like I'm like within like touching distance of my favorite band. It's just such a great experience. And there's only one band that I geek out for, and it's BOC. And the fact that like they aren't super duper famous anymore, and I'm allowed to like go watch them and get a front row ticket and be that close. It's just a very special experience. And I know it's coming to an end. So when Buck or Eric die and then they stop playing, it's going to be over. So I know that it's not going to last forever. And my days of going to BOC shows are numbered. So I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can while they're still playing. All right. Yes, the Stone Age. That always comes up when I talk about BOC. I have a copy on VHS. I highly recommend it. If you've never seen the Stone Age, it's a fantastic tale about a couple stoner dudes who go out one night trying to score with some hot chicks. That's basically what the movie's about. And it's the best movie from the 90s about the 70s, in my opinion. All right. So let's catch Banjo and a few more lies here.
And say it was stress, you piece of shit.
When you understand that celestial navigation only works on a flat Earth.
Here I have some clippings from your videos. So you claim we can do celestial navigation on a flat Earth without using the celestial data.
Celestial navigation using a sextant is a complex and involved process that involves a fair amount of calculating, correcting, referring to tables.
They use celestial navigation because the stars are fixed, and so they can tell exactly where the plane is based on celestial navigation. I said that all the navigation system is based on celestial navigation. So it's all based in celestial navigation. And what is celestial navigation?
Well, Banjo, I think that you know that you can't do celestial navigation on a flat Earth without the observed data. You know, the observed data that like SunCalc uses or the Nautical Almanac. So you already said that SunCalc and the observed data is globe trash. So how are you going to do celestial navigation on a flat Earth without the observed data, which you call globe trash?
You consider Earth to be motionless and that the stars are rotating from east to west. Navigation systems based on celestial navigation, which is also consider Earth to be stationary. Of course, this you can look at celestial navigation. They consider Earth to be stationary, and now the stars moving from east to west. The Hipparcos mission, for example, measured 100,000 stars with an accuracy of about 0.001 arc seconds.
Celestial navigation. So let's come see what all the fuss is about. The word planisphere simply means a flat map of a spherical surface.
So our navigation is based on celestial navigation. For this one, I do want to play this video right here.
Using ancient man's concept that the Earth is stationary, we imagine the celestial bodies on the celestial sphere to rotate from east to west. Over the years, astronomers have selected 57 easily identifiable stars on the celestial sphere for navigational purposes.
So the celestial data is globe trash, you say. Why are you using it to claim celestial navigation works on your circling sun model?
You have to gather the data, you know.
Oh, you have to gather the data. You guys, this is where Banjo gets caught in a fucking lie and contradicts himself. He made a hit piece saying that I'm a heliocentric shill and that Q&Fee is a heliocentric shill because we use the observable data from the SunCalc website. And now this motherfucker, he's made videos in the past claiming that celestial navigation on a flat Earth, that you need to use the observable data. Well, he just made a video saying that that's globe trash and that I'm a shill and that Q&Fee's a shill for using this globe trash. But here he is, before he made that video, saying that celestial navigation uses the observed data and that you need the observed data. Whoops! Contradiction, Banjo. If you're using that observed data, that's what you called globe trash and vilified me and Q&Fee for using, dipshit.
You know, they get all the data, where the stars are, the position of the stars. That's what they do. Maps are not designed to display any celestial data.
Oh, maps are not good to project celestial data, you say?
Maps are designed for land masses, not to display celestial data. So we live on a polar projection, and it's impossible to navigate around the flat Earth without a polar coordinate system.
Ah, it only works on maps like the Cleasons.
So the map is made to describe the land. It's not supposed to be describing celestial data.
But But that map behind you is a polar projection, and you can navigate on it according to you.
Yeah, you can navigate on the AE map. It's got a coordinate system, but you need the observed data. You need the celestial data. You can't do it with just the sun and the moon and the stars. So you have to have this data, this nautical almanac full of data, observed data, in order to do this celestial navigation. You can't do it by the position of just the sun, moon, and stars. And Banjo knows this and has said this, but then he turned around and made a hit piece video saying that if you use the observed data, that you're a heliocentric shill. So that's quite the contradiction to say that celestial navigation uses the observed data on a flat Earth, but Jake and Q and Fee are shills because they use the observed data on the flat Earth. Understand, Banjo? You lying cockwad piece of shit?
You contradict yourself again, clown.
Finding latitude is easy enough. The first thing you need to do is measure the angle between the horizon and the sun, when the sun is at its highest point, which is right around noontime on your watch. A quick look at your trusty tables tells you which line of latitude the sun should be above on that particular day. For example, let's say it's noon on December the 21st, and the sun is directly overhead. Well, on that day the sun is above the Tropic of Capricorn, so your latitude would have to be 23.5 degrees south.
Now you show how celestial navigation works on the Gleason's map. No, you cannot do that. Because, for several reasons, and one of them is that you don't have celestial data for the sun. Because it's trash. Globe trash, according to you.
Globe Earth math is not used anywhere, and that's what I'm going to show you today.
So the celestial data is not globe data, you say. But a couple of days ago, you claimed different. It was globe trash.
When using celestial navigation, they always assume Earth to be flat.
It's celestial navigation. Because now I don't have any experience with celestial navigation. I've read some books about it.
Here you see the protractor and imagine the person in the center taking angles and measurements.
So you take an angle measurement, and then what are you going to do now? Oh, grabbing the nautical almanac. But you called it globe trash. How can you navigate on your flat Earth model?
Up to the sun, moon, or a star, and that's how they navigated the world.
Yes. See this? You got to use the observed data. Exactly. Because if you just look at the position of the sun, your angle at which you observe the sun is irregular and non-uniform. So you can't just use your position to the sun. You have to have this almanac and all of this observed data in order to calculate the sun's position. And so he called all that data that Q and Fee and I like to use, he called it globe trash, and he called us shills for using globe trash. But here he is talking about how celestial navigation on a flat Earth uses celestial data. What a dumb fuck.
Up to the sun, moon, or a star, and that's how they navigated the world. To locate themselves on the open ocean, navigators can determine their position by observing the sun, moon, stars, and the so-called planets.
And then you grab the so-called globe trash nautical almanac and calculate your location on Earth.
So why are these guys pushing this SunCalc trash?
No, SunCalc is not trash. You are trash.
All aeronautical navigation is based on the spherical Earth, none of it on a flat one.
Do you use another program to see where the sun is located on your Gleason's map? I'd like to know which data you are going to use for celestial navigation.
But the basic principles behind celestial navigation are fairly straightforward. Here are a few examples that show how sextant can be used to find location.
It's just that they get the data from, the rotation of the stars, the moon, and they use all the celestial bodies. And GPS is nothing but the geographical point, GP in celestial navigation. So GP is the geographical position of a celestial body on Earth. And they now, since we all have a geographical position on Earth, they apply the same concept, to the regular GPS. So this is the same thing, okay? Modern aircraft have computer-aided system that take into account the simple formula for their rotation. Now, this system take into account the simple formula of the rotation of the skies. It's all based in celestial navigation. You see here, this is a Boeing 747-200, and when they first came out, they used to have an aviator there getting the position.
You hear the way he talks, you guys? He bores me. He puts me to sleep. This fucker has been calling me a shill for several years. And now he went as far as to call Q and Fee a shill, who he's always pretended to admire and like so much. Now he's called Q and Fee a shill. So Q, within a few days, pumped out this video. So I'm just showing you guys how this fucker, Flat Earth Banjo, Eddie, is a proven liar and a fake Christian. And this isn't the only thing that he got caught lying about.
Of the stars.
According to you, clown, we cannot do celestial navigation on a flat Earth because we have to use globe trace data.
And that's how they navigate it. Even an old Navy video talking about celestial navigation explains that.
From Earth, it appears to move from east to west. One complete rotation every 24 hours.
Using globe trace data and video clips to prove celestial navigation work on a flat Earth makes you a total retard.
The flat Earth clearly explains better what we observe in the sky. Box, and they use celestial navigation because the stars are fixed, and so they can tell exactly where the plane is. It comes from GP, like when you get a GP from studying celestial navigation.
All right. Holden says, when can we meet at Safeway in Roseville, Jake? Maybe soon. I've been pretty busy lately trying to get my channel back in order after taking several days off to go on a vacation and go watch Blue Oyster Cult. So I've been working hard trying to get the channel back up and running again, So possibly soon. Thank you for the donation, Holden. All right. So if any of you guys remember, Banjo also lied and said he thought that Jaron was going to see a sun simulator dragged by a tractor. I don't know if you guys remember that. So Eddie said that he thought Jaron, when he goes to Antarctica, is going to see a sun simulator. And then he suggested that they're going to drag the sun simulator in Antarctica behind a snowblower tractor.
The contradictions. You are just a shill clown.
I've heard some people say that you have said that you think the sun simulator is going to be dragged.
I never said anything. That's stupid. That's Jaron. I don't know who said that.
So he's on record saying that he never said that the sun simulator would be dragged, that's stupid. And he said Jaron said that. Watch.
I've heard some people say that you have said that you think the sun simulator is going to be dragged.
I never said anything.
Never said anything.
That's stupid. That's Jaron.
That's stupid. That's Jaron.
I don't know who said that.
He doesn't know who said that.
Mentioned anything like that? Or what was your exact?
Of course not. He never mentioned anything like that.
Of course not. They just put him on.
Oh, and here he is mentioning that Jaron would see a sun simulator dragged by this tractor. Here he is saying it.
Something like this on top of this is no plower here. Of course not. They just put him on something like this on top of this is no plower here.
So there he is saying that Jaron's going to see a fucking sun simulator dragged by a tractor. But then when he was asked if he said something so stupid like that, do you really think Jaron's going to see a sun simulator dragged by a tractor? Oh, no, I never said that. That's Jaron. That's stupid. No, of course not. I never said that. But here he is.
Of course not. They just put something like this on top of this snow plower here, tractor.
I could go on all day. Flat Earth Banjo. And the one common theme with them, like I said, is honesty.
And then he got all these flat earth shill bags like this guy giving shout outs to Banjo, who's a fucking liar, who's been caught being a fucking liar. And there's people who follow this guy and go, oh, Banjo, you do such great work. Literally a fucking liar shill who pretends to be a Christian. Calls himself a biblical earther.
I don't know who said that.
Have you mentioned anything like that, or what was your exact?
And have it running on the horizon, you know, for 2, 3, 4 miles. I have the camera guys there.
Look, he's talking about this tractor pulling a sun simulator. Here he is saying that this is what he thinks Jaren's going to see. This was before Jaren went to Antarctica. Eddie was saying that Jaren's going to get tricked by a sun simulator pulled by a tractor.
2, 3, 4 miles. I have the camera guys there.
But when he was asked if he said that, he said, oh, no, of course not. That's stupid. That's Jaren. So this is Flat Earth Banjo, the fucking easiest guy to debunk and prove that he's a fucking liar. He's a fake Christian. He's a fraud. And he has the nerve to call me a shill. Yeah, what's up now, Banjo? You little bitch. You just got debunked. And I didn't even have to make a video. All I had to do was press play on Q and Fee's video. That was a mistake. Should have never mentioned my name or Q and Fee's name. So there you go. Banjo, proven liar, lies out of both sides of his ass. Can't keep his story straight. And then when you confront him and you show him, hey, look, you were caught lying. I never lied. No, that's Jaren. I never did. You can show him a video of him being caught lying, and he'll lie and say that he wasn't caught lying. He's one of those type of pieces of shit who won't admit that he's wrong or that he lied. Yeah. He said that there was going to be a sun simulator dragged by a snowplow. And then when Jaren got back, then everyone was like, oh, it was faked in a studio. It was fake, blah, blah, blah. So now he's running with that it's fake. But before that, he didn't say it was going to be faked in a studio. He said Jaren was going to see a sun simulator drug around by a fucking tractor in the snow. And then when he was asked about saying that, he denied it and said that he didn't say that. And then when you show him a video of him saying that, he denies that he never lied. He's a piece of shit. You know what I found? The ones who call themselves Christian flat earthers who make content are some of the biggest shitbag shills of all. He's an insignificant little shit shillbag who's always been a bit of a thorn in my side. He basically will like take TikTok videos and then upload them on his own channel. He'll take other men's videos from TikTok about flat earth and upload it on his channel and take credit for it. Just an absolute pathetic twat of a human being. Yeah, see, the thing about calling yourself a Christian online is that there's a bunch of gullible Christians who automatically will listen to whatever you have to say and believe whatever you have to say. So Russian Vids claims that he's a Christian, and he'll be like, fake Jake, is here to make the flat earth look stupid. And fake Jake, I knew that he was a fake from the beginning. It's like a guy who doesn't show his face or give his name is going to call me fake. A guy who does give his name and does show his face. It's like you're going to call me fake and tell your audience that I'm fake. Jake's here to go against God's created flat earth. Jake is here to go against the Bible. So you can just say that you're a Christian flat earther and that so-and-so is going against God and the Bible. And you'll get a slew of followers who are like, thank you for exposing that evil demon. You don't have to have any proof. You just have to say it, apparently. So that's what I'm up against, is guys who say that they're Christians, call me a shill, and say that I'm here to make the flat earth look stupid and that I'm here to take people away from the biblical truth. And then they have a bunch of supposed Christian followers who eat that shit up. So now you got Russian vids teaming up with these shitbags like Banjo and King Nico and Richie from Boston. We're the biblical flat earthers. We still think that a single sun goes around in a circle between the tropics. We disregard where the sun rises and the sun sets. We have no freaking clue how an equinox works. We simply thump the Bible. We say we are Christians. And if you disagree, you must be a satanic shill. At any rate, I digress. Please like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm vaping. I'm out. Yeah, right now there's so many flat earth shitbag shills running around making moves that I'm kind of sick of the topic, to tell you the truth. I'm getting sick of pointing them out, sick of trying to keep it all straight for you. There's a part of me that just wants to say, oh, fuck all those guys for life. But then there's the other part of me that's like, oh, but then they're gonna get away with it. You gotta at least point at them and say what they're doing, at least sometimes. So sometimes I point at the shills and tell you what they're doing. It doesn't stop them. They keep doing it. But it's been so bad lately. The subject that I once, really liked to cover is now just an absolute nasty, shitty, shilly mess. It's divided into so many little camps. And all these shill channels have followers who are devoted and love them. All right. Damien H says, eventually California will be underwater. I'm just glad I won't be here. So glad to be leaving after being evacuated here for the second time. People here and the culture sucks too. I'm out. MAGA. I hope you're not giving a shout out to other MAGAs. Being a MAGA is not something to be proud of. Falling for the right-left paradigm is not something you want to brag about. Also, California being underwater, like that's kind of a doomsday scenario, especially for Californians. So, are you going to put a prediction date on that? Or is it just like open-ended? Like it might happen 10 years from now, 20 years from now, like in 20 years, I'll be like, I thought you said California is going to be underwater. You'll be like, I mean, soon, like within the next 10 years, right? Can you keep pushing the California being underwater bus back? Can you keep backing it up for as long as you want? I say if you're going to make a statement like that, yeah, give me a time frame. At what point do you think we're going to be underwater? Anyway. And what causes it? Does the government set that up somehow and do it on purpose? Or is it because global warming? What causes California to be underwater? Robert Christensen says, can't wait for fake phony football. Really? You love fake phony football that much? You just can't wait for it? Well, what are you going to do when the season's over? I'm already kind of looking forward to the season being over, and I didn't even work that hard this season. I stopped making the picks. I was just making like one video a week about the rigged plays, and I'm still sick of it and ready for it to be over. And I know I'm going to take a hit in the views. I'm going to have to like start making content about other stuff, and a lot of my audience is going to check out, like the audience who mainly only cares about football. So then I'm only going to be getting like a small amount of views for a while, but whatever. At least I always got these live streams, right? I always get a decent crowd for the live streams, as long as I'm talking about something that's relevant and trending. But I notice when football season ends, if I put out like a video about some other subject, you know, it definitely doesn't do as well. Let's see. Oh, I also want to give a shout out to my dog's channel. My dog has a channel called Ralphie the Cute Beagle, and he put up some new content. So let me show off the dog's channel. I started the dog's channel like a couple weeks ago, so there's not a ton of videos on there, but I'm starting to upload more and more. So subscribe to Ralphie the Cute Beagle. I got a video of me picking him out, a video of me driving him back across the country and taking him on walks, a video of me and Ralphie in Monterey, his first time at the beach. That one's, in my opinion, is the best video. It's really cute. And we actually have a really good time. And then I just uploaded a new one where he learns to play fetch, you guys. So new Ralphie content, and I'm uploading shorts as well. Got some new Ralphie shorts. So check out Ralph's channel, Ralphie the Cute Beagle.
Your favorite TV.
I'm getting commercials and it's not even monetized yet. That's wonderful. You gonna get the stick, Ralph? You get the stick? You gonna get it? Ready? Get the stick. Ralph, you didn't watch where the stick went. Come on, let's go get the stick. See? Yeah, get it? Get the stick. Get it, Ralph. Get that stick. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's try it again. Ready? 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 Get it, Ralph. Get it. Get it. Bring it back. Bring it back, Ralphie. Come on. Bring the stick. Bring it back, Ralph. Bring it back. You're almost there. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's a good dog. That's pretty good. All right. You ready? Hey. You ready? You ready? There we go. Get it, Ralph. Get it. Good dog. You're a good boy. I knew you could do it. See, he picked it up fast. So he's been pretty good about playing fetch. And he goes after these big sticks that are like longer than his whole body. So it's kind of funny when he picks up one of these big sticks and brings it back. It's like this puppy has a big old stick in his mouth. He's a cute good dog, and he gets a big stick. There's a big stick. Roll. Go get it. Get it, Ralph. Get it. Yeah. Yeah. So, if you like cute dog adventures, subscribe to my dog's channel, Ralphie the Cute Beagle. All right. Don't buy him a Red Ryder BB gun. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Ralphie, you'll shoot your eye out. Oh my God, I shot my eye out. You'll shoot your eye out. Rose says, I can't send a super chat. Like it's not letting you? Like you're trying to send one and it's not letting you? If that's happening, let me know. That has happened in the past, and I always wonder, like, what sort of shenanigans they're pulling, because other people sent one tonight. So it makes me wonder what's up. Replacement skylights says, I've tried a couple times in the past, Jake. It won't let me do a super chat. You know, there's these other like websites that like if you send the super chat through it'll like notify me, and then I can get like the entire donation and read it and stuff. So I think there's like some other ways of doing this. Oh, geez. See, it's like they don't want me to make money tonight or something. That's weird. Oh, but now this guy's got one to come through. So here's one that came through by Replacement Skylights, who said that it wasn't working, but now he got this one to come through. Thank you, Replacement Skylights. But this isn't the first time that this has happened, and it doesn't shock me, you know. The last thing they want is for the one guy online, you know, who's entertaining and tells the truth all the time. The last thing they want is for that guy to like do well, right? So they might have like a cap on how much money they're going to allow me to make in a night. Like, let's only allow him to make a couple $100 tops. We don't want this guy to do well, right? All right, well, Replacement Skylight got it working, so that's a good sign. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, buddy. And then Shunter Thompson says he can't send one, but he sent one earlier. I sent Ken a cupper shot. But you sent one earlier. Weird. No, I did not start my stream at the same time as Jaron. Jaron started his stream at 3 o'clock, and I watched some of it, and it was fucking god awful. In fact, all his streams are god awful. And the fact that there's people watching him, all these new people who love Jaron all of a sudden, yeah, that won't last. Jaron is a boring, non-entertaining, fucking talentless hack, lying bitch shill agent, and him gaslighting his audience and shitting on his audience stream after stream. Yeah, that's not going to work. His numbers were down drastically before he went to Antarctica. And then since he went to Antarctica and came back, his numbers have been up quite a bit. But the buzz around him going to Antarctica and seeing the sun is dying down. So I can't imagine this continuing and people wanting to tune into boring ass loser Jaron week after week to hear him shit on his own audience. OJ and Toothpaste says, Jake, did you see the Joy Taylor Skip Bayless garbage? Not at all. You'd have to tell me what happened. I did not look into that at all. I don't ever look into Skip Bayless. He was always an annoying twat, even back when I used to like sports and watch sports and stuff. and I would watch those ESPN shows. I never liked Skip. He was always just really annoying. And so whatever's going on with him, I don't know. There's a guy in all caps. Do not subscribe to this channel. Thanks for making yourself stand out enough to where I spotted you and banned you. You know, people get away with saying a lot of shit because, like, I don't read every single comment while I'm trying to run the stream. But if you, like, put your shit in all caps and you're telling people to not subscribe to me, well, yeah, that's a quick way for me to spot you and get rid of you. Here's a question. And One Baller says, if NFL players go against the script, what happens? That's like asking if a WWE guy goes against a script. You get punished. You can get fired. So there's those players who like take off their jersey in the middle of a game and walk off, and then they're never seen again. Right? So if you go against the script, they'll go find someone else to play pretend football in your spot. Same if you went against the script in a WWE match. So if in a WWE match, you're scripted to lose, but then like you kick out and then try and go for the pin and win. Oh yeah, well, that'll be the last match that you fucking wrestle in that company. You get what I'm saying? So if you're scripted in WWE, let's say to enter the Royal Rumble at number 8 and then get thrown out by a certain guy, and then you deviate from that script, oh yeah, you will not be invited back to the next Royal Rumble. Your contract will be done. So you got to look at the NFL like the WWE almost exactly. They tell you what to do, and then you do it. So if you're on defense and they're in your ear, and a speaker in your ear saying, okay, on this play, we need you to rush in and miss the sack on Mahomes. Well, that means you got to run in, pretend like you're trying to tackle Patrick Mahomes, but miss the tackle on purpose, which means you're kind of going to look like a fool. But that's what you got to do if that's your job. So if you don't do it and you go in there and grab Patrick Mahomes and pick him up and drop him on his head, they're going to pull you out of the game and go find someone else to play that position. See how that works? Thank you, And One Ballers. Thank you, Michael Zebrick, for your donation as well. No message attached, but got a super chat from Michael Zebrick. And then anyone who wants to donate outside of YouTube, I have my PayPal link in the description of this stream. And all PayPal donations go 100% to me. The only downside is I don't see your message to bring up on screen. All right. Got Dird says, did you know some high school games are rigged? You know, it wouldn't shock me if there were at that level, like refs getting paid off. I would figure at that level, you wouldn't have the whole team like laying down and playing fake. But I would figure at that level, you could get the ref under your thumb, or possibly get one of the players on the other side, like the quarterback, to like purposely turn the ball over, I guess. So it seems a little iffy to me that you would get both teams playing a totally fake game. But as far as like, the ref giving favorable calls to one team over the other because he's been paid off or he knows players on the other team or whatever. I don't know, friends with the family of one of the teams or whatever. I could see it in that circumstance where the ref calls go against one team. And that used to happen even in Little League Baseball. I remember there were times where a ref wouldn't show up and then they would ask like dads in the stands to like be the ref at this Little League game. So then you get like a dad of one of the other team. He's going to be like the umpire. So of course he's going to fucking make calls for his son's team. Or, the umpire, somehow has a connection back to one of the teams. So of course that umpire is going to make calls in favor of that team. So I've seen that trickle down to where an ump or a referee favors one team. I've seen that trickle down even to children's sports. But I haven't seen children play a full-on fake phony game where they're just pretending. All that glitters is old. Found out how to donate. They make it hard to donate. Quicker with a stamp and envelope. Please buy some milk. Hey, that is an extremely generous donation. And the fact that they were making it hard for you, maybe preventing you from donating earlier, but you stuck with it and you found a way and you donated such a generous amount. All that glitters is gold. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. It is generous donations like this that help keep me afloat. It helps quite a bit, actually. In 2025, everything's getting more expensive. Food is just so damn expensive. You wouldn't think that just one guy and his dog, would have such a huge food bill, but the food bill is ginormous. And so I'll definitely be using this to stock up on some good food. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. All that glitters is old. And I appreciate any and all donations of all sizes. But I know not everybody can afford to donate this much. So when someone does, I always let them know that I really, really appreciate it. And I don't take it for granted. All right. Patrick Shea says, trying again. So Patrick Shea, who I met at the BOC show, thank you very much for donating again, Patrick. Misanthropic says the players get paid off so that other people can get scholarships. Had a former high school player tell us that they've been involved. I could see how if you were to pay a quarterback to turn the ball over in a game, and make a certain team look good, you wouldn't even need all the players. You would just need the quarterback to turn it over 3-4 times, and that would be enough. And then if he turned it over, to a certain player multiple times, if there's a cornerback on the other team and he's got a deal in place to throw it right to that cornerback so that he can get a pick six, so that guy can get a scholarship and go on and maybe become pro. Yeah, I could see how possibly all that could be set up. I played real football. I only played for a couple seasons when I was in high school, and it was at a small school. So I still remember what real football looks and felt like. I remember what a real pass rush looked like and how quick teams would get to the quarterback. So when I see the pros, the thing that sticks out to me the most is that fake pass rush where nobody's really trying to get to the quarterback on certain plays. And then on other plays where the quarterback is scripted to take a sack, the defensive ends get in there right away and sack him within 1 second. But then on the next play, the defensive end can't get around the lineman. It's just too hard. All right. Looks like got a donation from Jonah, one of my longtime supporters and mods of the channel. She says, hi, Jake. Could you do your chicken impressions? Thanks. Chicken impression. God, I didn't know I did a good enough impression of a chicken that somebody would request it, but Let me see here. Have you ever heard one of those chickens that has like a slightly retarded chicken call? It doesn't have that super clear chicken call. It goes like, right? You ever heard one of them chickens that's got that slightly retarded chicken call? I have. That's why I'm making that noise right now. I hope that was good. I wasn't planning on doing chicken impressions today. Are you calling Moa a chicken? Nobody calls me chicken. All right. Thank you, Jonna. I appreciate that. I don't ever remember you requesting me do a chicken impression, so I guess I must have did that in one of my last streams, and then it must have stuck with you. Sometimes my mods, or not mods, but my subscribers will send me super chats and then request like certain things, and then while I'm in the middle of doing it, I'm like, I can't believe this is my job. I just did a chicken impression for money. This is what I do for a living. I sometimes do impressions, and now apparently that includes chicken impressions. Excuse me, sir, what do you do for a living? I do stupid shit on YouTube. Tom says, oh, Jake, stop chilking your chicken. Yeah, look what you created, Jake. Yeah. Beavis likes to choke his chicken. No way. I like to spank my monkey. There's a difference. Yeah. Ooh, boy. Ain't found no way to kill me yet. Eyes burn with stinging sweat. Seems every path leads me to nowhere. Here they come to snuff the rooster. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here comes the rooster. Yeah, yeah. You know he ain't gonna die. No, no. You know he ain't gonna die. Sorry, guys. I can't help myself sometimes. That's one of my mental illnesses, is that I get caught up singing songs and then I can't stop until I do. It's a fun mental illness to have for me, but it can be weird for people who have to sit through that. Sylvester Chalom. Sylvester Chalom. Hey, when I like to eat an Oreo cookie, I like to dip it in some milk, it softens up the cookie, and then when I turn it,
I like to lick the cream from inside. Absolutely, is that the only way for me to eat an Oreo, Hey, Polly, what do you think, I'm brain dead? Ooh, what do you think, I'm blind? Adrian, what do you think, I'm stupid? What do you think, I got no brains? Hey, you try knocking him down. Why you try knocking me down now? Adrian!
There you go. There's a little Sylvester Stallone / Rocky for you.
There was some H1N1 bird flu, I was kind of scary, I was training out with Mickey, and it was like, Rock, you need to change the side, you need to go right to the left, yeah.
All right.
He'll kill you tomorrow, Rocky. He's a killer. I don't want you fighting the killer. They was good fighters, but they wasn't a killer. He's gonna kill you. Yeah, you're Mickey, I don't think he's a killer. I think I'll be all right, He might hit me a few times. He's a killer, Rocky. I don't want you in there.
Sorry, I saw the Rocky movies too many times when I was a little kid. And so I know every fucking word in every Rocky movie. Up until that last Rocky movie where Adrian's dead and Rocky comes out of retirement. Yeah, that one doesn't count. And then those stupid Creed movies, didn't watch any of those. But Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I pretty much know every word of all those movies and can remember every part with extreme detail. Because when I was a little kid, I watched those movies like a fucking 100 times each. Joey Anthony says, Jake, do you still go out and sing karaoke? Not that often. I don't have a karaoke spot here in Sacramento, but when I go back to my hometown of Modesto, I sometimes will go by my old karaoke spot and sing. And I also have a friend that loves karaoke back in Modesto, and she does house parties where she does karaoke parties. So usually 4 or 5 times a year, I have this friend who does a karaoke party, and she invites me. And so I sing at her party. So sometimes, but not that often. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for asking. Timothy Rhodes says, you're insane. Well, some people might make that assumption, but I'm actually totally sane. And I'm actually a comedian doing a comedy routine that I'm making up on the spot right now. And I'm kind of known as a wacky, zany comedian, right? So I have the physical comedy ability of like a old school Jim Carrey, and I've got that like weird, zany, wacky, early Tom Green style thing going on. And I've also got my own personal unique comedy. And so if you look at me in a short dose and you don't know the work that I've put in and all the things that I've done in the past, and you don't understand that this is a, like a comedy show, you might get confused and think that I'm insane. But I've been streaming for almost 3 hours now. I've made money doing this. I've been making money doing this for years. I'm a professional this. So, being as I do this professionally, and you're watching me, and you are giving me money, I must not be that insane, huh? Or am I? Just kidding. Or am I? All right. That's how I explain that when anyone asks that or says that.
It is not a tumor. It is not a tumor at all. If every time you go out and you leave your house, you need to wash your hands. And each time that you wash your hands, you need to count to 1, 1,000, the 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, the 4, 1,000, 5. You need to do 31,000 while you wash your hand with your hot water to make sure that the germs and the disease does not spread from one human to one human. You need to take a chemical concoction. You need to inject it into your body on a daily basis. You need to take a booster. You need to take it once. You need to take it twice. You need to take it 3 times, the lady. I did not mean screw your freedom. What I mean is that your freedom needs to be enforced with screws. You need to take your freedom and you need to reinforce it with screws. So when I said screw your freedom, I did not mean screw your freedom in a negative way. I meant screw your freedom in a positive way.
All right, there you go.
Whenever I like to hang out, I like to call my favorite celebrities. I like to call Sylvester Stallone to come over to my house. Whenever I get a call from Arnie, I like to go hang over there. The two of us, we like to eat Oreo cookies, like last time I went over to Arnold's house, we ate some Oreo cookies. All right.
All right. Tripod Leg 22 says, hope you're having a good week. Well, the week is just about over. And now it's time for the weekend. So my week was pretty good. Now we're going into the weekend, which I hope is extra good. Ark says, you need to get your ass to Mars. Well, how's that going to work? Mars is a twinkly reddish dot in the night sky. It's not a physical place that you can go to. So how am I going to go there? How is my ass going to get there if it's not a physical place that you can go or that anyone could go? Got Dirt says, who thinks Donald Trump will die a fake death this year? It could be a scripted ass in the nation attempt again, but this time they could script it to where he fake dies. Wouldn't shock me if they scripted Trump's fake death. Danny Sells says, Jake is the shit. King Kong ain't got shit on Jake. That's right. Oh, and speaking of, you can still buy my classic design lunar module or homeless tweaker shelter shirt. I am the inventor of this design. It is a timeless classic, always in style, never gets old. You'll get looks wherever you go. People will be like, they will. Oh, and there's a link for the shirt in the description down below. Or you could Google homeless tweaker shelter shirt and find it. All right. Uh-oh. A guy who says Jake the a-hole bodyguard says Trump is truth. Yeah, this guy was begging for a wrench earlier. Not going to happen now, buddy. Yeah. If you're here promoting Trump, and then you have my name as your profile name, that's kind of a red flag. You're trying too hard and you're promoting bullshit. Stop it. Get some help. Hey, I've heard this rumor that Trump is Elvis. It just doesn't add up to me. It just doesn't quite work. Like in the 70s, Trump was performing at Las Vegas. And then by the 80s, there was that like young movie star Trump. And I just don't see them two guys being that like fat 70s Elvis versus 80s slim trim Trump. It doesn't quite fit, in my opinion. But there is a lot of connections as far as like how they're both, you know, over the top individuals who are beloved by their fans, treated like a messiah, Jesus like.
The day is growing ever closer. I'm counting down the days when I walk in to my Oval Office and I look across my desk and I'm going to see Joe Biden sitting there in my chair. I'm going to look right in his beady little eyes and I'm going to say, Joe, get the hell out of my chair. Get the hell out of my office. You're fired. And then I'm going to pick him up by his scruffy little neck. I'm going to say, Joe, I'm going to let the hooligans have their way with you out in the streets of Washington, D.C. I'm going to chuck his sorry ass out in the streets of Washington, D.C., where I'm going to let all of his Democrat hoodlums have their way with him. And quite frankly, I'm going to watch and I'm going to laugh. I'm going to cry the tears of a sadistic madman while I watch Joe Biden get bent over and butt fucked, if you will, by his own Democrat nation.
Whoa. Can't believe I said that. Never said that during a Trump impression before, but I have now. Trump got dirty, didn't he? All right. Probably cost myself monetization with that last line. Oh well. John thought it was funny. Let me tell you something, people. It's just a dumb shit to please the masses. Man does not come from what you call Earth. Man comes from the place beyond the ice wall. Man comes from Hapis. It's known as the Garden of Eden. Man does not come from here, people. Let me tell you something. That's why there's this earthquake. That's why there's volcano, people. There's no earthquake or volcano where man come from. Only earthquake and volcano exists here in the evil earth, not where man come from. Let me tell you something, people. Vern Troyer is an animatronic robot. He's some dumb shit to fool the masses. You think that little man from Austin Power is a real man? It's not a real man. He's an animatronic robot. People, wake your ass up right now. Hit you with the bam. I'm gone. I can't say all the footage of 24-hour sun in Antarctica looks fake. Some of it does look real, but then there's some instances where there's some anomalies that don't make sense. So there's some things that don't add up, you know, some shadows that don't look quite right. Some anomalies, you know, the supposed chrome key being accidentally left on by Will Duffy, and the final experiment logo showing, you know, in certain places by accident. There's some anomalies and some things that have me scratching my head, and rather than go through each piece of footage and be like, oh, is this 100% real? Is it 100% fake? Is it like partially real, partially fake? I just look at the crew and I go, okay, the crew is not trustable. It's basically all shills. And they created a false dichotomy. And we already knew that they were going to see a 24-hour sun. So I created a model that calls for a 24-hour sun over the flat Earth in Antarctica. And if they faked it, well, then that means we can throw out their whole false dichotomy experiment, even if we think that it might have been faked. So as it stands, we should just toss out the final experiment and ignore all these shill-ass motherfuckers. Right now, Jaron's getting way too much attention. Will Duffy getting way too much attention. What we need to do is take the attention away from them. Stop talking about these motherfuckers and just let them drift away into irrelevance, because that's what they are, irrelevant shitbag shills. And if we stop talking about them, stop talking about the final experiment, people will forget. But right now, it's fresh on everyone's minds still. But I'm about sick of it. I'm about ready to stop talking about it because they piss me off. It makes me angry. And even when I call them out, they still do what they're doing. People still fall for it. So it, like, even when I call it out, it doesn't seem to do much good. So I'm to the point where it's like, fuck it. Fuck all the stupid people who follow that. And if they follow that and fell for it, then screw them. And Jaron's been a fake for 10 years. So he's been faking it since the get-go. It wasn't just when Will Duffy came around. Jaron's been a shill since the get-go. And this was planned for a long time. I still do it from time to time, but then it gets to a point where I get sick of talking about them. And then I just am forced to talk about something else, something else going on in the world. Because I refuse to be a channel that only focuses on shills and one subject. I like to talk about all sorts of stuff. But I'd be lying if I said that these guys weren't on my radar and weren't pissing me off, because they're totally on my radar and pissing me off. So yeah, I've been watching what they've been doing since they got back. I called out what they were going to do beforehand. So yeah, Duffy and his crew and Jaron and all his shilly buddies. Yeah, I'm still looking at them, but I don't like the time that I've put into it and the anger that it brings out of me. So I know that it's best for me to just stop fucking looking into it and leave them alone for a while and just talk about some other shit. Because no matter how much time I spend on it calling him out, he ain't going nowhere. He continues being a fucking shill. Jen No Fear says, I enjoy Jake's brain so much. Was watching a 3-year-old video the other day. Dan, sci-fi dude, back and forth classic. Yeah, I debunked the shit out of Sci-Man Dan and proved that he was a liar beyond a shadow of a doubt. But those videos don't get a ton of views, whereas Sci-Man Dan can make a video about me, lie, slander me, misrepresent me, and he gets hundreds of thousands of views. So it's set up to where these globe cucks like Sci-Man Dan will get hundreds of thousands of views, and all he's got to do is just slander my name. But if I turn around and make a video proving that he's a fucking liar, I'll be lucky to get 10,000 views. But yeah, there's a lot of gold nuggets on my channel if you go back and dig. Some of you guys have been following me a long time. You already know. But if you've only been following me a short time, scroll back on my content list. You'll find a bunch of hidden gems, videos that YouTube doesn't promote anymore that are damn good that I spent a lot of time on. There was a time where I used to spend a lot more time editing videos because YouTube in some cases used to actually promote them. But then various algorithm changes, I started to see, certain videos just tank. And so sadly, when I make a long form video about the flat earth, it just seems to not do very good at all. Whereas if I do a stream and talk about it, it seems to do better. It's kind of weird. All right. And with that said, I've been on here now for 3 hours and I'm getting kind of tired and hungry. And so I'll go ahead and just wrap it up here. And I will see you guys in the next video or the next live stream, whichever. We got those NFL playoff games going to happen this weekend. So definitely look forward to me making some breakdown videos of those upcoming playoff games. And before I go, looks like I got a super chat coming in. It says, have you seen Vibe of Cosmos channel, moon plasma projection of our realm from inner black sun? I only have questions, no answers. Yeah, I've talked about that many times, and I've answered this question over and over, and I'll answer it again. So who is it? You don't know. I don't know. That's kind of a red flag to not know who that is. So a mystery person who doesn't do live streams and answer questions, who doesn't have a face or a name, gives us the moon. And not only is it a moon map, it includes other pieces of land that aren't there. So there's Atlantis, Lemuria on that map. But when I ask, hey, are those land masses there for anyone to go find and explore? I've been told those extra big land masses are sunken continents. So there's somebody filling in land with green and water with blue on the moon, which is gray. So they're taking liberties on gray spots on the moon and choosing to put green land there, and then choosing other spots on the moon and choosing to put blue water there. And then they're claiming that that matches up to our map, which some of those features on the moon do kind of resemble our map, or, a map of the earth a little bit. But then there's extra land masses, and the person who does it takes liberties, puts water in some places, land in some places. And so it doesn't quite match any map, but it looks similar to some of our maps. So my question is, who is that person making that? How do we know how accurate that map really is? What does the sun do on that map? What does the moon do on the moon map? Does the sun and moon just go in circles? Because that's wrong. So we have an unknown person pushing a moon map that has extra continents, and they take liberties with the water and the land and the locations. We have wonky looking continents and countries that don't quite match any map, but it does look similar to our map. No explanation how the sun and moon work over that map. And the creator of that model doesn't go live and do this and answer questions. Kind of a big deal. So for that reason, I reject the moon map, because nobody's ever turned it into a full working model. There's extra land masses there that people would have discovered. So I've been told that those extra land masses are underwater. So now there's a wrong map of the moon up in the sky at night. It's really weird. Or a wrong map of the earth on the moon. You know what I'm saying? So I am not one of these people who jumps on board with stuff like that. Instead, I'm extremely skeptical, and I find holes in the model and with the content creator. And for all those reasons I mentioned, I can't jump on board. But I see a lot of other people saying, yes, this is it. It works perfect. Perfect working moon map model. With that said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday night. I'm going to get off here and eat some food, take the dog out, all that mess. And I will catch you guys in a day or two in the next video or the next stream, whichever comes first. Take care. Thanks for watching. An extra thank you to everyone who donated tonight. I really, really appreciate all of the super chat support. I heard some of you guys had trouble donating, but eventually you were able to get through. So I really, really appreciate all of the super chat support and everybody who participated tonight. Thank you very much. See you all next time. Peace out. Good night.